Hi, you're live on the air.
Yes, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
My name is Anne-Marie. I'm a rider of the 3X bus.
Hi.
My statement tonight is for the amount of money that we pay, I think your buses should be in better condition.
Okay.
The older buses
we agree.
make so much noise that even my Walkman doesn't set it off, so to speak.
Okay.
And the new buses with that 15-inch wide aisle is literally impossible to get comfortably in and out of the seats. So
Okay.
I think for the amount of money we pay, you can give us a more comfortable ride.
Okay, we will take that message back to the Transit Authority and hopefully...
also, it's impossible if you have a package or two in your arms to do anything.
Okay. And hopefully, if we can continue building this coalition between the riders and the people who work in the system, we can force some political change to get some more resources put into the buses.
Well, I hope so, for everyone's sake.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, one more call.
Is it true that you're going to fix these buses in the morning, Larry?
Tomorrow morning, myself. Hi, you're live on the air.
Hi, I just wanted to make a comment. As far as the one woman said that it takes her longer now to get into the city, she rides the Highland Boulevard route. Well, I thought Congresswoman Molinari was looking at all of these different facts, and she was going to help alleviate this problem by making it only a one-way fare on the Verrazano. What it seems to be is that, you know, you're going to have all these problems. People are taking longer to get into the city, and trucks have these free routes, which are taking up the Gowanus all day in the morning, you know, during the traffic rush. What they do is they go through Staten Island, they go over to VZ for free, they go through Manhattan, make their deliveries and what have you, and then they headed back to Jersey, and they go free over to GW.
Okay.
So she really didn't help us out by doing anything there. I don't think it's going to help. It's helping with any of the pollution that it was supposed to have alleviated with the traffic tie-ups and snarls. It seems like it's made it worse. So I wasn't surprised at all when you said that she had not made a stand yet on, you know, with her comment whether to back you or not. It sounds like just the Democrats.
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, we're very happy that we can say that we have broad-based support, Republican and Democrat, and you're going to be hearing from some of the Republicans later on in the show.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Big highway question, really quickly, John. What's the situation in terms of the favoring of highways? We've gotten discounts recently on the bridges for cars and trucks, but there's not too much going on for transit.
Well, I think that's why we got to dedicate some space to transit. And I think we have to get the state to put that lane on the Gowanus before they start rebuilding, so that put down the Gowanus now. And during the reconstruction, when it is a disaster, there's just no alternative but to prioritize transit through there and you know, figure out a way to discourage people from driving.
Okay, are we ready for Elizabeth Connolly? If we are, let's do it. This is Assemblywoman Elizabeth Connolly discussing this proposal.
Connolly, how do you feel about the proposal, and how do you feel about some of the ideas involving express lanes, getting people to work faster and lower fares?
Well, I think it's an excellent idea, and I'm very pleased to sign on to the letter, and it's an idea that
Okay, the audio is very bad. Let's cut. Let's cut from that. Let's come back in. We have a call on line 4. Let's see. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Kissel. I wait for the X10 on Schmidt's Lane every day, and I love your show.
Thank you. Okay.
How long does he wait? That's what we want to know.
He's still waiting. For those people who are just joining us, it's about 9 o'clock. This is a live video town hall for Staten Islanders to discuss the proposal to get express bus lanes into Manhattan and to lower the express bus fare using the savings that are generated from that. I'm Larry Hanley from the Amalgamated Transit Union. I'm here with John Orcutt from the Tri-State Transportation Campaign and a whole group of our riders who have been kind enough to come out tonight and to join us, and we're taking live call-ins as well. We have some videotape here. Let's go to the next elected official. This is probably Eric Vitaliano. Let's see if the audio works on this.
I'm very happy to support the proposal. I think they're right on the money. The two things that we hear the most often from Staten Islanders are the complaints about the delay in getting to their jobs in New York.
Let's get that. It's very hard to get it.
And secondly, the expense.
Come back.
We have to take our word for it. He does say he supports it.
That's right. I like the way you walk around with a tape recorder.
Yeah, I try that. Take our word for it, and we'll have to show that again on a later show. But Assemblywoman Connolly, Assemblyman Vitaliano, and Councilman O'Donovan, who comes up a little later in this tape, all three of them have endorsed wholeheartedly this proposal. In fact, they've signed the 6-foot letter that's here to the governor and the mayor. Unfortunately, the audio that day was very bad. It was a rainy day, and I think there was static or something in the air. Somebody's cell phone interfered with our audio. We have two other elected officials that I'd like to get, if we could skip forward to Senator DiCarlo, and while we're doing that, if we can take another passenger who's in the audience.
Okay, your name?
My name is Leah Petrie, and I ride the 1X when I can get it. I leave my house in the morning at 7:25.
What neighborhood do you live in?
I live on Highland Boulevard in Great Hills. And now, there's 3 private buses that run along that route. 3 private buses can fill up before an X1 comes along. Now, that goes to show you something, that there's riders there, but there's no buses. And then coming home, I want to know why we can't utilize the express lane, or called the blue lane, coming from the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel going towards Staten Island. It sits there empty.
Dave, you want to talk about that? Why there's not enough TA buses?
Our Union Vice President, Dave Ransom.
Thank you very much, Leah.
Had very little to say tonight.
Yes, well, you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Well, I've got your name already.
Leah.
Leah. She's absolutely right. As John said before, there's space there. Let's utilize it. There's no reason in the world why it can happen. John spoke before about in the future it's going to get worse as far as congestion. Well, I think the future is about 4 or 5 days away.
Yep.
When school goes back into session, the roads get worse, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And if, God forbid, there's an accident, it's going to be. They're going to rename the Long Island Expressway the Staten Island Expressway. So we need an express lane. We can use the medium for now. On a temporary measure, you can use a counterflow lane to get the buses across in the morning rush hour and reverse in the PM until they build a permanent one.
Mm-hmm.
And the real need here is that the elected officials, primarily the governor and the mayor of New York, are the prime people behind it that can push this thing through. You mentioned the DOT talking about the highways and the building. Those are the people that really decide.
Sure.
And we, the people, have to get to the governor and the mayor.
That's true. We have resources like that blue lane, and it's just a question of using them the most efficient way. There's a reversible lane on the Tappan Zee Bridge. In the morning it goes one way, in the evening it goes the other way. It's just a question of good management.
Because you come out of the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel and they're coming off of the Brooklyn Queens Expressway, it's just a bottleneck and
Yeah.
nobody can get through. And there's this one lane sitting there empty and nobody's even using it.
Yep.
And it's a portable divider, so they can just slide it over.
We're now going to hear from Senator Bob DiCarlo of Staten Island and Brooklyn, who is a Republican very close to the governor and very close to the mayor of the city of New York. Bob DiCarlo.
Well, let me say that it's a pleasure to be speaking with you about something that I think we should be taking a little bit closer look at. I've spoken with officials from your union. I believe that there are a lot of things that we can be doing. Number one, to make sure that people from Staten Island can get to work a lot quicker and maybe a lot cheaper. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the things that we have to look at that we were all in agreement with, I believe we're in agreement with, is the need for express lanes. One of the problems that you face is that people wouldn't mind riding buses, and people wouldn't mind even paying the fares if they knew that they were able to get to their destination in a timely fashion. So I think that's number one priority, is to look at the feasibility of express bus lanes from Staten Island into Manhattan. And I intend to work very closely with Senator Markey on that and all of the other elected officials and people from the union so that we can come up with ideas that make sense, that also assure the people of Staten Island that they're going to be treated fairly and that they're able to get to work on time. The $2 fare is something I think we have to look into, whether we can get them to drop the fare. But if we can increase ridership and maybe make it more profitable, maybe you can start thinking about reducing the fare also. So that's something that I'm very happy to be willing to work on with the other elected officials and the people from the union.
Okay.
That's Senator Bob DiCarlo from the North Shore of Staten Island as well as Brooklyn. A little bit later in the show, we'll be hearing from Senator Markey, John Markey, who has been an elected official representing Staten Island for longer than any elected official has represented any place in this country, for 40 years. Jim, back to the audience.
Okay, you are?
Kathy Schifando. My question is, if